Good morning and good afternoon. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to Creating Opportunities, where we discuss ways to work together, collaborate, help more of your clients achieve the ultimate goal of home ownership. I'm your host, Bill Haga, Executive Loan Officer with Rocket Mortgage Local. I always stress local because my pricing is always a good 1% to 1.25% better than our call center. That's huge. Just by working directly with me, your client's going to get a huge discount from us. Okay. Um, today's agenda. Today's agenda, we're going to go over the weekly newsletter that I'm going to be sharing now on Fridays. It's going to cover current market events, and it's also going to be talking about different ways we can collaborate and work together and get more people, more clients approved. Okay. Um, Super excited about this. This is kind of having all bunch of information about a lot of different things in one spot. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of go through the newsletter just so you can kind of understand really what it's going to be about. Okay. So Rocket Mortgage Local, this is kind of your client match guide. All right. So we strive to meet clients wherever they're at in life, right? Some people are renting, some people are downgrading in the house because they're retiring, other people are upgrading because they're having kids. There's all kinds of these different scenarios. Maybe they just sold a house and they're renting until they figure out what their next move is, right? So we're all in different transitions, if you will. Um, and this is where matching your client with the right lender and the right program is night and day, right? This can make or break the deal. This could be a great experience or it can be, a struggling experience, just depending on what the scenario is and what's taking place. So I want to go through some of this stuff with you, just so you understand the newsletter and how it's going to be presented moving forward, and ways that you can go through your database as you look through these programs and really how and what they are used for. So then you can tie that to one of your past clients or a current client and say, my gosh, I need to call Bill and look into this a little deeper, right? Because chances are what we have is better than what they're being offered by someone else. Awesome. All right. First time home buyers. So the best fit programs that we offer for first time home buyers are FHA loans. Yep. Everyone and their brother has them. However, ours is different. I bet everybody else who's providing FHAs right now aren't also providing a 1% lower rate than what the current market rate is. Yes, 1% below market rate. No one else is offering that on FHAs. Okay. We also can't double dip. So you get one or the other, right? We also offer rent rewards. No one else is doing that. So if you're got an FHA client, these are perfect for us. Perfect for your client, right? So we're going to give them rent rewards, money back towards closing, down payment money, whatever they need it for, just simply because they're renting, right? We did this math before. If your client's paying $2,500 a month, take that $2,500, multiply it by 12, then take 10% of that. That's a $3,000 lender credit. You think other lenders are doing that? They're not even close. Okay. So that is rent rewards. Just because they're renting, we're going to give them a lender credit to help them cover some closing costs and down payment money. Huge. Okay. Um, let's say that they don't go with that option. Then we've got the 1-0 temporary buy down, right? So now instead of getting what current market rates are on an FHA, they're anywhere from 6 to 6.5%. However, for the first full year, we're going to give them 1% lower than that. So if we lock them in at, say, 6.25 for a whole year, they're going to get a payment based off of a rate of 5.25, All right, 5.25. We won't see that until refis happen. And we got to have rates drop before that's going to happen. So once again, this is Rocket Local, helping your client in the most efficient way, right? The best way with money, down payment money, closing cost money. That's what everybody needs. So these are huge. All right. Um, Veterans, active duty. We love you both. We love you all. Right. So no down payment for VAs, no PMI. And once again, our rates are super competitive. This is what bothers me when it comes to VA loans. Every lender wants to charge a veteran 1% of whatever that purchase price is on the front. Really? I mean, that's the thank you that we give them. I can't stand that. That really makes me mad if you can't tell that. But yeah, we don't do that. Why would we charge a veteran up front? What makes sense? What None of that makes sense to me, right? We're supposed to be helping these people. We're supposed to be giving them the best programs out there based off of what they do for us every day. So, once again, send your veterans to us. All right. In 2026, we want to be the number one VA lender in the nation. And it all begins with the things that we're doing. Okay. The 1.0, perfect. Every veteran wants to get a lower rate, especially 1% lower than what the current market is. Huge. All right. Um, People are moving up. Okay. They've already got a house. They're having another baby or whatever the case may be. Maybe got a job promotion, got more money, better area, right? All these different reasons that we move up. So for these buyers, these move up buyers, we've got, of course, conventional loans. One thing about our conventional loans that most people don't know, our PMI, no one wants to pay PMI. Just because you didn't put 20% down, you get penalized and you got to pay a fee every month. Come on now. Hate that. So when it comes to PMI, we renegotiate our PMI rates every 6 months with Fannie and Freddie, okay, to ensure that we've got the lowest. So we're about 60% lower than anybody else out there that, you know, has PMI factors. So once again, anyone who's not putting 20% down, a great candidate for us to help. All right. So that's a conventional. We also have, right, the free 1.0 buy down for them as well. Who doesn't want an interest rate 1% lower than market? Everybody. So that's huge. Keep in mind, we also have our guaranteed buyout programs now. So no contingencies. That's huge. You've got money in your account or money in equity. We can use a bridge loan, pull that equity out, purchase the property, move into it, then sell your house. All right. So if you want to avoid any kind of contingency offers, call me. These are great opportunities for us to work together. All right. We also have Rocket Builder. I can't wait to talk about this next week. These are new construction loans that we've got, and pretty much ways of purchasing a new home, having one built, and instead of coming to, with your 10% down, your interest only payments during the build, instead of doing all that, we've got a program that may be able to allow you to roll all your closing costs into the loan, all except for your, $500 good faith deposit, and that's for your appraisal. That's huge, right? Huge. People don't have all this money just to come out of pocket, and if they do, who wants to, right? The rules to use somebody else's money, not yours. Use your money. I mean, look at the market. If you haven't seen the stock market, you haven't seen gold and silver, haven't seen all this stuff, you need to start looking because the market is climbing and climbing and climbing. All right. So it's a great time to have your money in everywhere except sitting in equity, not doing anything for you. Right. So those programs are ideal. Um, Luxury home buyers. Oh, I love this market. Need to do more business in this market. That's why we're growing our programs in this market. We now have jumbo programs that go up to 5 million bucks. That's huge. I mean, that's big in our industry, right? Most time you don't want to people don't want to lend out any more than that because of the risk. So let's talk about that real quick. Let's unpack it. So financing for high priced properties with interest rate only options available to help increase cash flow flexibility. We also have asset depletion programs for this based off of assets rather than personal income. All right, let's unpack that a little more. All right, like I mentioned before, if you've got someone who is retired, they're getting Social Security income, not a lot of income there that you can really, use as active income. However, with this asset depletion program, it opens up a ton of new buyers just based off of that. Okay, so now we're not necessarily using their Social Security income to qualify them. No, we're using their assets, right? Their 401k, mutual funds, stocks, whatever they've got. We're going to take those and we're going to divide them by 84 months and we're going to use that for their income. Are you kidding me? That's huge. People who are self employed, all right, don't show income. Why? Because they don't want to pay any money to the IRS, so they don't have to. So what do? They move their money in other places, right? So one of the places is going to be a mutual fund or some kind of stock portfolio. Once again, it's perfect for this asset depletion program, right? First or self-employed people, real estate agents. You're all self-employed, right? How do your tax returns look? Probably a lot like mine. If you got a good accountant, like I always laugh and joke. I mean, I pay mine with chocolate and flowers. I joke, but that's the truth. That is the truth of the matter, right? Because I don't want to pay more taxes than I need to. Nobody does, right? We get taxed on money that gets taxed on, 5 times. Everything's taxed. So these are way better programs. They're going to allow you to qualify more clients. They're going to allow you to do more, right? Within your own foundation of your wealth builder, right? So start opening your eyes and look at these opportunities that are really in front of us that you may not, catch on a daily basis because you're just not aware of this information. All right. So that's why I get all this information out to you as much as I can to help, create that thought, my gosh, I need to call Mrs. Johnson, right? Because of this program. She's currently renting. We know that we got rent rewards. We can help her with her closing costs. Perfect. Right? This is how you should be thinking about this stuff. All right. Back to the luxury buyer. All right. So we got loans up to 5 million bucks. We have interest only options. We have we have interest only options from 125,000 and up, which I don't know anyone else that does that. In fact, a lot of those programs, that loan amount needs to be, up over 150, 175,000, depending on what company you're working with. All right. 40-year terms. Yes, you heard me. 40-year terms with interest only options. Okay. Once again, if you're buying in that luxury home section, right, you've got assets, you've got income. Okay. Let us help you manage that and let us help you, get into the home that you desire. Um, Investor programs. Best programs, once again, are conventional loans, our jumbo loans, and we just came out with our new non-warrantable condo programs. Right? Non-warrantable just means that they don't fit Fannie and Freddie guidelines. Okay, and there's a lot of condos out there that fit that, right? Or I should say, don't fit Fannie and Freddie. Okay, there's a whole list of them. You can go to Fannie Mae's approved condo list, and you'll find them per state and county. Okay, there's a list of them that do qualify. And then you'll be able to identify in your area all those that don't. So once again, this is just another pond for you to fish in. Okay. We always talk about how to create business. These are ways to create business. Okay. These investor programs are solid. Keep in mind that we got the DSCR program coming. I know it isn't here yet, and that ah, one day soon, right? Got to stay positive. So we know it's coming. So already start thinking about it, right? You got investors that you've worked with in the past. It's time to start reaching out to them. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing these days? Hey, are you looking to purchase? Hey, we know there's some new programs that are coming out, right? You got to start those conversations to get them back in and see what they're doing. Interest rates have dropped. I've seen that, a couple times I've been able to get second home for 10% down versus 15 or 20% like we've been running into the past 12 months. So a lot of things are starting to lighten up, loosen up, I should say, on the guidelines and the underwriting side for approvals. So once again, it's a great time to get in. Um, Renters preparing to buy. Love renters. All right. This is a huge market. Once again, another pond to fish in. All right. Renters. You guys got all kinds of renting complexes around you. I know. We all have them. Right. So if you need any kind of flyers, anything put together, so you can start marketing this, contact me. Right. We've got flyers for these programs. We got flyers. If we don't have flyers, we can create flyers. Whatever we need to do to help you grow your business, that's what I'm here for. All right, that's what my team does. Let's go into the renter programs. So we got the rent rewards. Once again, no one's doing that. We have the affordable programs. I've got a program right now. It's an affordable program. Guys, a first time home buyer. Debt to income ratios are 55%. That's house and overall expenses. Those, I mean, I don't even know how it got approved. However, it got approved, and we're going to close it next week. All right. So, once again, these expanded guidelines that I spoke about in a couple meetings prior to this are now starting to see more clients getting approved when normally they wouldn't get approved. So that's huge. I've never seen that before and super pumped. Um, so let's see here. What if they're not ready to buy? What if you got someone sitting on the fence and you don't even know why, right? So it's our job to make sure that we're asking the right questions. Okay. If you're not ready, what's stopping you? Right. I mean, because house prices are still going up every day from what I've seen. Yeah, rates are starting to come down. So an, another reason to buy, right? So what's holding you back? I promise you 9 out of 10 times, excuse me, you're gonna hear that credit word. It's gonna be, yeah, my credit's not really good at the moment. Okay. Well, what's your game plan? Well, I really don't know because I don't know much about credit. I know I got some things that I owe, but I really don't know what to do to fix it. Okay, great. Let's call Bill and let's see what his credit upgrade team can do to help you. All right. You fill out an application, pull credit. If your credit's higher than a 559, right? Then I can submit it into my credit team. My credit team's going to run the Fannie Mae What If simulator. So they're going to ask all those questions. What if I get a new account? What if I pay this account off? What if I pay this account down? All those little things. How many points can I add to my credit for doing those things? Sometimes you pay something off, it'll decrease your credit score, right? That's why we run a simulated test versus throwing a dart like you would be doing. Okay. They don't teach us anything about credit in school. They don't teach us anything about the mortgage industry in school. So during these times, you should really, really, really rely on a professional. All right. Perfect example. My client got her first house through me. Okay. It was a struggle, but we got it done. She was stoked, crying all the way through the closing. She was so happy and shocked. Right. So years forward, she gets divorced. keeps the house. So we refinance it, get it in her name. Everything's good. She meets a new guy, and now she's engaged. Now they're looking to buy a home. They're looking to purchase. She calls me, of course. Just so happened I was in transition with companies and was waiting on Illinois to approve my license again. Takes 7 days or something for that normally to take place. Her fiance got impatient and just went with the loan officer that the real estate agent that they were working with at the time referred. Right? See it all the time. This is what happened. Loan officer didn't know much about credit apparently, because my client had won a scratch off ticket like $50,000. So she had a credit card that she hadn't paid on for at least a couple years, right? I told her not to touch the thing a long time ago. This particular loan officer said, "No, you need to pay that off." She didn't run any what if simulator questions. She didn't do any of that. She just thought that was the thing to do based off of what she saw. When she did that, she lost 100 points on her credit score. 100 points for paying off a debt that she owed for a couple years. You would think she's doing the right thing and she would be beneficial by doing that. No, not the case. That's why we don't throw darts. That's why we run a system that's set up to analyze exactly what you're trying to do. So we're expecting the same results that this system's telling us, right? So if you've got cases like that, I'm here for you. Okay. This is what we do. And we do that for free. Okay. We do rapid rescores for free. So if you got a client who's got bad credit, right, first thing we're going to do is have them stop the bleeding, right? That's what I call it. You're bleeding out every month. If you don't have that account paid down or on a payment plan or something, it's reporting negatively. If it's reporting negatively, it's going to bring your scores down. It's just how it works. All right. So you got to stop the bleeding. So anything that's reported negatively, you got to get that on a payment plan, negotiated, pay it off, something. Just can't let it keep going. All right. Because each month it's going to kill you. It's going to lower you and lower you. All right. So we've got these programs in place so we can help more clients, your clients. All right. We want to close more loans. We are closing more loans. My gosh, we closed over $1 billion last month. Over $1 billion last month. It's speechless, right? I don't even know what to say about that. But we can do even more when we work together, all right? And we utilize these programs. If you haven't closed a loan with me, if you haven't done a pre-approval with me, let's get one in the books, right? So then you can see how the communication is, right? So that's all I heard was communication. There's problems with communication with almost every loan officer out there. I just don't have that issue. I've never had that issue. Okay. And the reason why is because I'm kind of a play by play guy. As it happens, I'm telling you about it. So then I never forget it. And right the moment that I know, right? There's no better communication than that. So I'll text you, I'll call you, email you and your clients, text both of you at the same time, whatever the case is, just to make sure that I'm communicating all the information correctly and as quickly as I can. One of the reasons why we close loans as fast as we can, right? We're moving underwriting to the front of the line instead of more toward the back. Now you can make offers with tons of confidence knowing that your client's going to close, right? We did that for a couple reasons. One, for you as a real estate agent making the offer, you feel good about that, right? When you have that conversation with the listing agent, you're like, yeah, no, we're ready to go. Let's make this happen, right? I'm here to call your listing agent. Okay. I'm here to discuss the financing with them so they understand how strong of a client we've got, right? All for our client to be chosen. I mean, we want the house. We don't want somebody else to get the house, right? So if you haven't got your first pre-approval with me, let's get it done. Okay. If it isn't my communication, you're also tied to the system. So our system's going to be sending out emails, right? Each milestone, you're going to get an email. Everybody does on the file. Okay. And that's to keep everybody on the same page. That's what we like. We love communication and we love when everything's smooth, everyone's happy, there's no stress. Everyone's like, wow, I always heard that, man, this wasn't so bad. Exactly. It doesn't need to be bad. It needs to be the smoothest thing that you've ever done in your life. That's what it needs to be. All right. If you haven't scheduled a one-on-one with me, let's get that taken care of, right? So a 30-minute Zoom, we'll send you out the link. You sign up for what day's best for you, as long as it matches within my calendar and my schedule. And let's go through your business and let's figure out what programs and what I offer and what I can do to raise your bar up, right? Boss ladies are ambassadors. Okay. You are the ambassador of your community. I'm here to help you grow that, right? These builder programs, huge, huge. All right. If you're not currently working with a builder and you've always wanted to work with a builder, that's a great conversation for us to have on this one-on-one because I've got a whole program set up for this. All right. We just got done creating some marketing materials for Stephanie Stansel out in California. We've got that now there where it's real easy just to change out information and plug in your information. All right. So if one of your goals this year or moving forward is to, start doing more business with builders to get yourself in line with a builder, then once again, contact me. Let's get that 30-minute Zoom meeting scheduled and let's break down your business and let's find out where I can help you at. Right. I'm here to, add to your business. Okay. I always hear, oh, yeah, I gave out 3 business cards. Really? 3 business cards. Did you say, hey, regardless what you do, if you don't choose Bill on the first call him the second because they pull soft credit reports. So it won't hurt your credit score. And then you got a comparison of what you're being offered from your local bank or your preferred place to go to first, right? That's a great way to bring me into this. I see it all the time. Real estate agents will close, 10 loans a year with 10 different loan officers, right? That's a lot of stuff out there, right? I like my business to be a little tighter. I want to do business with the people that I know. I want to do business with people who have my best interest and the best interest of my clients, right? So if you don't know who that loan officer is, I would refer them to somebody that you do know. Okay. I've seen some nightmares. Mind you, I'm the guy that a lot of people call when things fall through, right? Oh my God, Bill, I don't know if you can help or not, but this is the situation. Okay. Well, time out. Let me run to the phone booth. Let me put my cape on. Let me see if I can't save this thing for you, right? It doesn't need to be like that. Those clients just went through the worst closing experience ever, right? Because now everything's up in turmoil. We don't even know if we're going to close or not. We're looking for, someone to come and save the day. Start with me. And then we never have to have those experiences, right? Our clients never have to go through those horrific, stressful times, right? We don't want anyone doing that. Okay. So let's dive into your business. Let's find out where I can help you at. I hope everyone has an awesome week or weekend, I should say. I hope you're productive. I will have my cell phone on all weekend. My laptop will be ready. If anyone needs anything, anyone has a question, I'm available for you. Once again, a lot of loan officers aren't available during the weekend. Okay, this is where I get most of my business from is the weekends, right? You got a client, you're trying to make an offer, you can't even get the information that you need until Monday. That's not how I would run my business. My business is open 24/7, right? And I'm sure yours is too almost. Just when that phone call comes in that someone needs to buy a house or look at a house, you're jumping into action, right? All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate everybody's time and your collaboration. I look forward to our meetings next week. I look forward to your pre-approvals coming across. Look forward to our communication, and the feeling of just helping people was awesome, right? So let's get your clients pre-approved. Let's get them under contract, and let's have a great and awesome weekend. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.